Okay, for everyone else there, good morning. My name is just Christy Ruppe. You're all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime for which you've been arrested for. As you sit before me today, you are considered not guilty of what you've been charged with, and that status will remain with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by you if you plea out to your case or the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you were arrested on a warrant or a new charge. Either way, you were given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pretrial release which will be imposed upon you. You are entitled to make a phone call to let family, friends, or counsel know where you are. If you haven't had the opportunity to do so yet, please let me know. I'll make sure that happens this morning. Finally, and most importantly, you have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. So anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be used against you in the prosecution of your case down the road. At this time, I'd like each and every one of you to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Swear affirm testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, go and put your hands down. As I call your names, please come forward to the podium. You want to do your case for Louis Becker?
Sure, Your Honor.
Can I see Louis Becker?
Your Honor, for the record, Chris Meyer on behalf of Louis Becker.
Mr. Becker, can I have your date of birth?
2/26/54.
Okay. Mr. Becker, you are here this morning for a violation of probation. I did find probable cause for your arrest. It looks like you were placed on probation for driving a suspended driver's license, and the allegation is that you failed to pay your probation fees and court costs, and you failed to report on October 3rd and October 13th. That warrant was signed by Judge Hitzman on October 30th, and probation is looking for 30 days jail. You do have an attorney present this morning.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here this morning to ask the court to accept an admission and successfully terminate his probation, maintaining a withhold. He did pay all of his court costs and fines. That payment was made yesterday. The clerk's docket should show. If not, I do have a written receipt from the clerk's office.
And probation has no objection.
Okay.
That's fine, Judge.
Special conditions of probation, just to pay the court costs.
And everything's been paid. Okay.
So, Louis, you're going to admit to the violation.
Well, are we just terminating him successfully?
If you don't require a plea, then I absolutely allow the court. Would rather the court terminate successfully.
Successful term, you don't have to admit to them.
Right.
Very good.
Okay.
I prefer that, Judge. Thank you.
That's fine.
You were just trying to confuse me.
No.
Okay. Mr. Becker, we're going to successfully terminate you from probation. I see that those the terms of probation have been completed, and that will resolve your case, and you'll get out of jail today, okay?
Thank you.
All righty.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have.
Have a good day. Alicia Hughes. Ms. Hughes, can I have your date of birth?
12/27/80.
Okay, Ms. Hughes, you were here this morning for an assault on a law enforcement officer. 2 counts of that. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Did you want to represent yourself? Did you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
A public defender.
Appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State, do you know if she has a prior record?
All I'm seeing is a 2000 domestic violence battery that was dropped.
Okay, Ms. Hughes, I have addressed you on Windmere Road in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
No,
Okay. Where do you live these days?
I live in Suwannee County in Live Oak.
Okay. All right, you're going to need to update the clerk with your new address, okay? Because the address we have for you and the address on all of this paperwork is the Windmere Road in Brooksville, okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
No, I'm on disability.
All right. All right, I'm going to set your bond at $500 on each case, okay? And we're going to see you back to court on November 28th at 9 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Lisa Ignacio. Ms. Ignacio, can I have your date of birth?
4578.
Okay, you were here this morning for possession of methamphetamine. I didn't find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State, file record.
2002, misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Not showing anything up until 2016 with misdemeanor paraphernalia. Have a 2017 failure to appear. Apparently have some sort of traffic charge. Let's see if I see anything out of state here, Judge.
Madam Clerk.
Judge, there may be something out of state, but I
Okay.
can't tell the court with any certainty that it's her. So
Okay.
just go
Lisa, I have an address for you on Centerwood Ave in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, do you have a job these days?
No, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to keep your bond at $2,000, and I'm going to see you back to court on November 28th at 9 a.m., okay?
Yes.
Tammy Sanders. Hi, Ms. Sanders. What's your date of birth?
10/21/92.
Okay, you were here this morning for a failure to appear in front of Judge Hitzman on May 17th for a petty theft. There is probable cause for your arrest. Does the state know if there's an offer on this case?
Can I or did I?
Well, does she have, let's see, does she have a prior record?
She has 2012 possession of cocaine and paraphernalia, possession of morphine. Actually, numerous drug charges, both possession and sale and delivery. Probation violation out of Pinellas County, failure to appear from Pinellas. I'm showing a Hernando County, April of 2017 burglary and drug case, but I'm not showing a disposition. Is she on probation now or anything like that?
She might be. She was in jail when she was served with this warrant, so I think she either has a case pending or serving a sentence.
The state would recommend 30 days.
Okay. Ms. Sanders, if you wanted to resolve your case today, we can do 30 days jail, or we can hold you on this bond and have you come back to court on November 29th. What would you like to do?
I would like to resolve it today. I've been incarcerated since April 22nd.
Okay.
Okay.
I show
Not for this charge, though.
October 2nd here in Hernando.
Okay.
So just about time
Okay.
Okay.
When did the failure to appear?
May 17th.
May 17th?
Okay.
I guess she was incarcerated, but if she was incarcerated here, they would have brought her.
We may need to verify whether she was in. 'Cause if she was in, she's got a pretty good excuse.
Can the jail verify that she's been in custody since April?
I was in Pasco County.
Okay. And how long, when did you come over here to Hernando?
I came here October 2nd. I left May 2nd to go to Pasco, and I came back here October 2nd.
Okie dokie. All right. You want to resolve your case today?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
understand by taking a plea on your case today, you're giving up right to go to trial?
Yes.
Giving up right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your own behalf, and you're giving up right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in
Yes.
order to take care of this case today?
Yes.
With regard to this petty theft charge, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
Accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. Adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 30 days for Nanda County Jail. Credit for 30 days time served. You'll have fines and court costs in the amount of $620. I don't know whether she got the cost of incarceration on another case. Well, order the cost of incarceration unless it's been previously ordered on another case. And restitution, do we know anything about that? We'll reserve on restitution?
On a failure to appear?
It's that where she's taking plea on the petty theft.
Oh, all right. Judge, we're going to have to reserve. I have no...
We'll reserve on restitution so that if there is any restitution on your case, the state's going to file an order. I will sign it, or Judge Hitzman will sign it, and you'll be ordered to pay that as well, okay?
Okay.
All right. Should do it.
Thank you.
Michelle McKenzie. Ms. McKenzie, what's your date of birth?
12/11/96.
Okay. You were here this morning for a reckless driving and a DUI. I did find probable cause. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State.
Judge, I'm not showing prior record.
Okay. Ms. McKenzie, I have an address for you on Gupton Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you lived there?
A year or a little more.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Not right now.
Are you in school?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm going to set your bond at $500 on each case. I'm going to see you back to court on November 29th at 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
Michelle Singletary. Hi, Michelle. What's your date of birth?
9/19/80.
Okay. Michelle, you're here for an order of recommitment signed by Judge Toner on October 27th. He's saying that there's probable cause to believe that you were charged with a new crime while you're out on pretrial release. So I do find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you?
I have an attorney on this case.
Okay.
I go to court for it Monday.
Okay.
Judge, I'm showing she's got an upcoming pretrial date on November
11/6.
6th.
Yeah. I'm going to set you to come back to court 11/6 at 1:30 in the afternoon in courtroom E in front of Judge Toner, okay? See if you can work out your case then. And the bond. Rachel Thomas. And Ms. Thomas, what's your date of birth?
7/18/1997.
All right, you were here this morning for a domestic battery. I did find probable cause for that. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State.
Showing no record, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Thompson, I have an address for you on Pinedale Court in Hernando Beach. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
I just bought the house yesterday.
I'm sorry?
I literally just bought that house yesterday.
Okay.
So one day.
All right. Where did you live before that?
Monteverde Drive in Springfield.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
I work for the state.
Okay. I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victim in this case, David Miller. Do not write him. Do not call him. Do not email him. Any way that you can imagine having contact with Mr. Miller, I forbid you to do so. If he calls you, you should hang up the phone. If you see him out somewhere, you should turn him out and go the other way. If you do have contact with Mr. Miller while this case is pending, you'll be charged with a new crime and held without bond until you resolve all your cases. Do you understand?
No.
I'm going to hold you until 4 p.m. today in case Mr. Miller wants to file an injunction against you, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a bond of $500, and we'll see you back to court on November 29th at 9 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Keith Hunsinger. Mr. Hunsinger, can I have your date of birth?
9/28/89.
All right, you were here this morning for a violation of probation out of Citrus County. There is probable cause for your arrest. They want you held on no bond until they come get you. They'll come get you within 5 days, and you'll get a court date once you get over there, okay?
All right.
James McAllister? Okay, thank you. Mr. McAllister, what's your date of birth?
10/10/1978.
Okay, you were here today for possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. The bonds are currently $2,000 and $1,000. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
Other defender's office.
I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm going to ask the state if you have a prior record, okay?
Looks to be a rather extensive record, Judge. 95 armed burglary. Look to receive the YO sentence on that. Grand theft, petty theft. Another petty theft. This looked to be in Hillsborough County as well. Grand theft firearm. $1996. Hillsborough County armed burglary. I'm not sure if that's the same one, but apparently there was a prison. He went to prison in April of '96. Apparently out rather short after that in '97. Sarasota grand theft. Numerous grand thefts following that. I'm trying to get to 2000, dude. Another prison stint in, apparently for armed burglary in 2000, just discharged 2006. It shows he went in '98. Certainly possible. 2006, burglary. Looked to be back in prison in 2007.
Okay, I'm good. Mr. McAllister, where are you living these days?
Couch to couch, man.
Okay, you have a job?
No, I was in the middle of that section. I was going to be getting a job here shortly. I was actually in between,
Okay.
I guess, employment. So.
All right, I'm going to set your bond on the possession of methamphetamine at $6,000, the possession of drug paraphernalia at $3,000. We'll see you back to court November 28th at 9 a.m., okay?
Yeah, right.
Jared Parker? Mr. Parker, what's your date of birth?
7/15/83.
You were here today for a failure to appear in front of me for resisting an officer without violence. The bond is currently $2,000. Looks like you failed to appear on June 14th.
Ma'am, I was in Pasco County since June 12th.
Okay. All right, state, can we resolve this?
Just the failure to appear?
It's a resisting or obstructing an officer without violence.
Without violence? Record starts in 2012 and it's rather extensive.
Okay. Mr. Parker, are you serving another sentence right now?
I am in Pasco County, yes, ma'am.
What's your ELS on that? When do you?
I go to trial in January.
You go where in January?
Trial.
Oh, okay, so it's still pending.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a hold on that case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I think you can do 60 days if he wants to resolve it today.
Okay.
Matter of fact, quick question. Is this all my charges over here in Hernando County?
That's all I have in front of me today.
Okay.
This resisting. The state is willing to offer you 60 days for Hernando County Jail. I don't know what kind of time you have in. How long have you been over here?
I've just been here since yesterday.
Okay. I guess they can still transfer him to Pasco if he's serving a sentence, right?
Pardon me?
They can still transfer him over to Pasco if he's serving a sentence here?
I'm fine. I have no issue with that. That's fine.
Okay. Well, I don't want him to not be able to go to trial in Pasco because
Right.
he's here. So how do I make
Yeah.
sure that happens?
I have no problem with the time being transferred over to Pasco. I don't have any control over the jail as to whether they count that or not.
Okay. Well, the jail, if I sentence him to 60 days on this case, is he still allowed to go to Pasco County to go
Yes, ma'am.
do that? Okay. Just want to make sure. All right, Mr. Park, you want to resolve your case today? They'll send you to 60
Yes, ma'am.
days in Hernando County Jail. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You understand by taking a plea on this case today, that you're giving up the right to go to trial?
Yes, ma'am.
You're giving up the right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your own behalf, and you're giving up the right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
With regard to this resisting an officer without violence, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
Accept your plea of no contest. I find this freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 60 days Hernando County Jail. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you have in. I'm not going to order coin because I don't know how long he's actually going to be in our jail. And you're going to have fines and court costs of $503.
Okay.
It'll just be assessed against you if someday you do get out of jail and you're willing to be a protective member of our society. You can go pay that off, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, real quick question. So the 60 days is also for the resisting arrest without violence?
That's what we're here for today. That's the resisting arrest, yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
He must have another case. Confused. Omar Perez Almeida. Mr. Almeida, can I have your date of birth?
Señora Media, su fecha de nacimiento,
12-1-54.
12-1-54.
12/21/54?
12-21-54?
No, 12-1.
No, 12-1.
All right. Well, that's note that to the clerk's office and the sheriff's office that his date of birth on all of his paperwork is 12/21/54, and he's saying it's 12/1/54.
Usted está diciendo que su cumpleaños, fecha de nacimiento es el 1 de diciembre, pero en todo el papeleo de la Secretaría del Tribunal es el 21 de diciembre.
No,
Okay,
no es correcto.
That is not correct.
Okay. Mr. Almeida, you're here this morning charged with burglary.
Señora Media, usted está esta mañana aquí frente a mí con una acusación de violación de domicilio con fines delictivos.
I did find probable cause for your arrest.
Hallo que hay indicios suficientes para su detención.
Would you like me to appoint a public defender to represent you?
Quisiera que yo le asigne un defensor público para que lo represente.
Sí,
Yes.
I have an address for you in Orlando. Is that where you live?
Tengo una dirección para usted en Orlando. ¿Allí es donde usted vive?
sí.
Yes.
Do you have a job?
¿Trabaja?
Estoy retirado.
I'm retired.
Okay. State?
Judge, I'm showing 8 prior felonies, 7 prior misdemeanors, and at least one of the prior felonies is a burglary. None of the felonies are violent in nature. They're all property crimes.
La jueza le está preguntando a la fiscalía qué antecedentes penales tiene. Tiene por lo menos 8 delitos graves y 7 delitos menos graves. Por lo menos uno de los delitos graves es de allanamiento de morada, pero ninguno ha sido violento.
Mr. Almeida, I'm going to set your bond at $10,000.
Señora Media, le voy a fijar la fianza en $10,000
And we're going to set you back to court on November 28th at 9 a.m.
y lo vamos a citar para que regrese ante el tribunal el 28 de noviembre a las 9 de la mañana.
Fabian Ramirez. Mr. Ramirez, can I have your date of birth?
6/3/1979.
You're here this morning for a recommitment order, order to revoke bond signed by Judge Merritt on October 24th. So we want you held on no bond for that. We're going to hold you no bond and see you back to court on November 17th at 9 a.m.
What about my other two cases that go on the court on the 8th and the 18th?
They're telling me here that your cases are set for the 17th. Is that not correct?
I got a divorce case going on with misdemeanor, and then I got the battery case for the 18th.
All right, can we check that? I have the 17th.
I'm showing you have one case, Judge, and Judge Merritt's got the felony.
He does have a misdemeanor case coming before you on November 8th. Right, but this is for a felony. So we need a felony date and try to show in front of Judge Merritt. I have November 17th.
That's what
He's saying it's November 18th.
it's November 17th at 9 a.m.
Okay, so we're going to put it with your other felony case in front of Judge Merritt on November 17th at 9 a.m., okay?
And that's all. That's going to be for my misdemeanor and my felony?
No, you have two separate judges, one for misdemeanors and one for felonies. So this is going in front of the felony judge, okay?
Okay.
Okie dokie. Did I appoint the public defender? Mr. Ramirez, do you want the public defender in your case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dustin Swanson? Hi, Mr. Swanson. Can I have your date of birth?
4/1/81.
All right. You are here this morning for a failure to appear, a couple failure to appears.
We've got a failure to appear,
Drug court.
a resisting without,
Yeah,
and a possession of meth. He's also using
I got
drug
it.
court, so he's got to go back. Okay.
yeah, I got it. Thanks.
I'm quiet.
So we're going to get him back to drug court on the failure to appears on November 9th. Is that what we want to do? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So for the failure to appears, those are no bond. We're going to see you back to court on November 9th at 2 p.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have the public defender on those cases? Does he need a public defender for drug court?
Usually.
Do you have the public defender for your drug court cases?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender's office.
For case 2035, 16 p.m., it says that here he does have a public
Thanks for paying attention. I didn't see you there, Alan. Sorry.
Number 9.
1721.
All right.
Reflecting the same.
What do we want to do? Do I put the new drug charge on with drug court, or do I give that another date?
I would keep it on with
Keep it
drug
all in
court.
drug court at the same
And
date.
if it
Okay.
gets rejected out of that, which
All right.
is likely, but
You're also here for possession of methamphetamine. There's probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to give you a bond of $5,000 on that. And I'm going to see you back to court on November 19th at 2 p.m.
November 19th and November 9th, Your Honor.
Is
November
it 9th?
9th.
Sorry. 9th at 2 p.m. And then there's the resisting officer without violence. I'll appoint the public defender. I'm going to give you a bond of $5,000. And we'll see you back November 9th at 2 p.m. Did I get it right that time? Okay, and that's all of your cases. That should do it. George DeFranco. Mr. DeFranco, what's your date of birth?
January 18, 1975.
Alrighty. You were here today for a violation of pretrial release. Okay. I have the warrant signed here on October 30th. I don't know what judge that is, Judge Skagnon, I think. But it says he had a previously arrested case for domestic violence. The arrest is 1/6/17. I don't find...
The case wasn't for domestic violence.
Hold on.
Okay.
I don't want you to have to say anything to get yourself in any more trouble. So let's figure out what's going on here. So we show the only case I show is 2017 CF53. That's the only pending case I'm showing, and that's not for domestic battery.
In the body of the PC, it's showing 3901.
Which is our misdemeanor case.
Okay, so is that the case where...
Regarding the warrant, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so we're really recommitting him on 2017 MM3901?
No, it would be the 2017 CF53, which is the Judge Toner.
Okay, so he's alleged to have committed this new crime of 2017 MM3901 when 2017 CF53
Was the one that should be recommitted.
was pending.
Correct.
So we're RCOing on the felony case.
Correct.
Okay, got it. That's where I was confused. Okay, do you understand that, sir? Apparently, there's probable cause to believe that you committed a crime while you were out on bond on that felony case, okay? So they're going to recommit you. We're going to recommit you on that case. So we're going to hold you no bond until you resolve your cases, your 2017 CF53 case, okay? And I think
I
that
have a
is
court
set
date.
November 8th?
I have a court date November 8th for that, and
Yeah.
I did not know I had a non-contact order. If I did,
Did
I
you
would
know
have
you weren't supposed to
right
commit
now.
another crime?
I did not know I had a no-contact order, and that is
Okay.
the crime that I'm in here for. I
Okay.
was arrested last night after being in the hospital for 6 days.
Okay, well, do you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, I've
Okay. I'll appoint the public
my-
defender, and someone will be out there really soon to talk to you, okay?
my fiance had already talked to Miss Laura Cole and Mr. Joe Church about the situation, and a no-contact order is supposed to be lifted on the 8th anyway.
Okay, well, we'll have your attorney
I
look
did
into
not
it
know
right
I
away.
had it. Excuse me?
We'll have your attorney look into it right away, okay? Robert Vaughn.
Okay, so I don't have a bond?
You don't have a bond right now until next week. We'll have your
Until
attorney
next
look into
week?
it, and maybe you can get a bond next week, okay? Robert Vaughn.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Vaughn, can I have your date of birth?
12/31/81.
Okay. You're here this morning for a burglary of a dwelling and a grand theft, as well as the possession of methamphetamine, possession of paraphernalia, driving while suspended, your license was suspended, and an unregistered motor vehicle. I did find probable cause for the burglary and the grand theft. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you?
Yeah.
Appoint the public defender's office, state?
2003 domestic violence battery dropped. 2008 criminal mischief. 2009 simple assault. 2009 Pasco County public order crime. I have no idea what that is. 2010 failure to appear. 2010 failure to appear. 2010 misdemeanor Dwillis. 2010 failure to appear. 2010 failure to appear. 2010 criminal mischief. 2010 probation violation and failure to appear. 2011 probation violation, and that's it.
Okay. Mr. Vaughn, I have an address for you in Oxenham Ave in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yep.
How long have you lived there?
2 years.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a block mason.
Okay. I'm going to keep your bond at $10,000 each on the burglary and the grand theft. We're going to see you back to court November 28th at 9 a.m. For the possession of methamphetamine case, I'm going to keep your bond at $10,000. For the drug paraphernalia, I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. For the driving while license suspended or revoked, I find probable cause for a misdemeanor driving on suspended only. I'm going to keep your bond at $2,000 though. And then the unregistered motor vehicle, I'll set your bond at $500. We're going to see you back to court on November 28th at 9 a.m. I've appointed the public defender in both of your cases. If you can't find out, someone will be out to see you shortly, okay?
Yep.
Did we get that GPS? The other GPS? All right, Samuel Taylor. Hi, Mr. Taylor. What's your date of birth?
11/03/99.
Okay, you were here today for a sexual battery case.
Yes.
Wasn't asking you. All right. Does the state have a date of birth for the victim? The PC only says over the age of 12. It says she's a child, but there's.
Judge, I do not have that in front of
Okay.
me. I can get that.
All right, I did find probable cause for your arrest. Did you want me to appoint the public defender's office? You're going to hire a private attorney.
Public defender.
Appoint the public defender's office to represent you. How old are you?
I just turned 18 today.
Today. Okay. I don't want you to say anything, okay? I'm just going to ask the state a couple questions, but I don't want you to respond because I don't want to be the person to get you into any more trouble than you're already in, okay? So don't say anything.
Yes, ma'am.
Does the state have any, I have the warrant, but I don't know if there's any type of family relationship with these people.
That I don't know. I know
you
that this is his first adult charge. This is a direct file information.
Okay.
Joe Church did it, but I don't have any victim information. I did get a call from the sheriff's office on he's going to turn 18 yesterday. He said turn 18 tomorrow. There was a housing question, but other than that,
Okay.
that's the extent of what I know. I can, if there's specific questions the court has, and the court wants to give me a couple minutes.
Well,
I'll find it.
what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and order a GPS because they typically do on these type of cases. But that's why I was wondering as far as the victim contact and anything like that. I don't know whether we're dealing with complete strangers and he doesn't really know who this person is or whether we have a relationship here.
And I don't either. And
I'm going to order it, and then if the public defender needs to modify that in any
Okay.
way, they can do that with the circuit judge.
Okay, Judge.
But for today's purposes, I'm going to order it in the abundance of caution. So I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victim. In this case, her initials are BS. You're not going to go within 1,000 feet of her residence or where she might work or go to school.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have any children, do you?
Yes, ma'am.
You do? Holy crap. Okay. How old are they?
She 5 months.
How old? 5 months?
Yes.
Okay. Does that child live with his mom right now? Or her
Yes,
mom?
ma'am. She live with her mom.
All right. Well, I'm going to order that you have, again, no contact with the victim. I'm also going to order that you have no unsupervised contact with children under 18 years of age. I'm not going to include your child in that. I'm going to leave that up to the mother of the child and DCF at this point. So my order is only going to do with any children that are not your own. Don't go to any locations where children might congregate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do not text or message or call the victim.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. Stacy, do you have a prior record?
He has no adult record, Judge. From a juvenile perspective, 2015, burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. 2015, trespass. 2016, sexual assault, victim over 12. 2016, possession of counterfeit instruments. 2016, still the same case. 2016, there was a arson, burn, and intended to defraud insurer. 2016, robbery with a firearm that apparently, at least in part, was dropped. 2017, robbery with a firearm. 2017, out-of-county warrant. 2017, robbery with a firearm, and it's unclear whether all of those are related to the same case or not, or they're separate cases, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, I have an address for you on Aubrey Ave in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am. My mother.
With your mother? Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Fast food, Wendy's.
Do you go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
I do Florida virtual school.
Can I give you a bond of $50,000? You understand that you have no contact with the victim. I'm ordering that if you do make bond, that you have that GPS placed upon your person before you leave the jail, okay? I've appointed the public defender, and we'll see you back to court November 28th at 9 a.m. Did we get everyone at the jail?
Yes, ma'am. That's all for first.
Have a good day.